With scripted Minecraft content becoming increasingly popular with videos like The Unstable Universe, many people are trying their hand at creating movie-like stories like this, myself included. They don't require a lot of adapting and changing plans, like normal SMP content, and unlike most scripted SMP videos, they aren't entirely bound to the idea of everything happening in Minecraft. In other words, you could take one of these movie-style videos and, with a few modifications, adapt it into a realistic movie. In this video, I'll be summarizing some key features to any good plot, and conceptualizing ways to bring them into Minecraft. By the way, this video is heavily inspired by Toon. If you like this, you should definitely check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. Let's begin with the basics. Set up a clear goal for the main character or characters, and a clear opposition to them achieving that goal. During the main story arc, the main character should get progressively closer to their goal. The goal also doesn't have to stay the same. Maybe the character has some realization that makes them change what they want. A piece of advice: have multiple storylines going on at once. It's such a simple trick that adds so much flavor to a story, but a lot of people tend to leave it out. The first thing you need is a hook that gets people invested in the movie, something that foreshadows the rest of the story. Then you need to follow up on that foreshadowing. If your story's main villain is, for example, a ruthless and corrupt civilization, give them a scene where they live up to that title of ruthlessness and corruption. One important tip is to overstate some things, like how grindy is a character, how good of a builder. The characteristics you want a person to be remembered by should be 100% clear. And of course, this doesn't just apply to characters. Also, Chekhov's gun. It's good, do it. Make sure you don't introduce new ideas or mechanics out of nowhere unless you specifically mean for it to be an unexpected plot twist. An important thing to remember about characters is to make them relatable. The decisions that they make should make sense, at least from their perspective. You should make their motivations clear unless you specifically want their motivations to be mysterious. Also, a good way to make your characters memorable is to give them memorable characteristics like talents, mentality, mannerisms, or habits. Another good way to add spice to your characters is to give them foils, characters that contrast them in order to bring to light the characteristics that you want to. A big point for creating movie-style Minecraft videos is to just let the actors be themselves. Even if you're writing a flawlessly immersive story, it's better to remind the audience that these are truly just Minecraft players.
You like smoked salmon on a bagel?
The characters don't need to take themselves too seriously. This is Minecraft after all. Alright, this is an important one. Give the characters you're trying to develop a critical moment where their actions reflect on their character as a whole. This could be anything from a good character risking themselves to help someone else, to an evil character backstabbing someone who trusted them. Whatever they do in this critical moment speaks to the kind of person they are, whether they act out of kindness, loyalty, selfishness, or the belief that what they're doing is right. This moment is when they will show their true colors. One important thing to remember is that when a new area is introduced, you should, unless you have a specific reason not to, have an establishing shot which shows you the area as a whole, making it easier to keep track of where the character is and enhancing the world building of the story. It should be noted that while Replay Mod and Flashback are both great options for this, you don't necessarily have to use them. In general, you want to make every action clear. Don't make it so that the main action of a shot is off to the side of the screen. Make it so that the place where the viewer is looking is exactly where they should be focusing on. And finally, music. One big music tip is to have leitmotifs. In terms of music, a leitmotif is a specific song or just a specific tune that repeats throughout the film associated with a specific character or maybe a specific situation. It's the tune that when you hear it you think, oh, that's this character's theme. It's also important to know when not to use music because, of course, a great soundtrack adds so much, but if there's music at every single moment in the film, then that can get old very quickly. Well, that concludes my disorganized yap about storytelling in Minecraft. Let me know if there's anything that I should have said in this video. I just had a lot of ideas floating around my head and I wanted to get them out.